Once upon a time, in a small village nestled deep within lush green valleys, there lived a man named Tanaka. Tanaka was known throughout the village not for his hard work or wisdom, but for his laziness and his constant attempts to avoid any heavy work. Every day, Tanaka would wander around the village looking for things to eat without having to work. The villagers often reminded him that life couldn't rely solely on luck and laziness, but Tanaka would just smile and ignore their words. One sunny morning, as Tanaka was wandering through the fields near the village, he saw a lush apple orchard. The ripe apples hung enticingly from the branches, as if inviting him to pick them. Tanaka decided to steal a few apples to satisfy his hunger, but just as he reached out to pick one, a farmer spotted him from a distance and shouted, "Hey, what are you doing in my apple orchard?" Tanaka panicked and ran as fast as he could into the nearby forest to escape. After wandering in the forest for a while, Tanaka, exhausted, sat down to rest under an ancient tree. While contemplating his bad luck, he noticed an old wolf with only 2 legs. The old wolf couldn't run or hunt for food, but it still seemed to be surviving and appeared quite content. Tanaka wondered how the wolf managed to live in such a condition. At that moment, a majestic lion approached the wolf, carrying a piece of meat in its mouth. Tanaka, scared, climbed up a tree to hide, but the old wolf couldn't escape. To his amazement, the lion gently placed the meat in front of the wolf and then walked away. Tanaka couldn't believe his eyes. He thought that this must be a sign from God, that even a crippled old wolf was taken care of. Feeling elated, Tanaka thought that surely God had a plan for him too. He decided to sit and wait for someone to bring him food, just as the lion had done for the wolf. He waited. 1 hour, 2 hours, then 1 day and 2 days pass, but no one brought him any food. Tanaka began to feel intense hunger and exhaustion. Finally, he decided to leave the forest and return to the village. On his way back, he encountered an old sage meditating under the shade of an ancient tree. The sage had white hair and deep, wise eyes. Tanaka recounted his story to the sage, hoping for an explanation. "Oh, wise one, God showed mercy to the crippled wolf. But why didn't he show mercy to me?" Tanaka asked, his voice full of frustration. The sage listened attentively and then replied, "Indeed, God has a plan for everyone. You are clearly part of his plan. But my son, you misunderstood his sign. He didn't want you to be like the wolf. He wanted you to be like the lion." Tanaka was surprised and asked, "Like the lion? Why like the lion?" The sage smiled. The old wolf couldn't fend for itself and depended on the lion's help. The lion is strong and compassionate. It uses its strength to help those who are weaker. God wants you to learn to be strong and compassionate, not to live relying on the luck or mercy of others. Tanaka listened and began to understand the meaning of the story. He realized he had been living a lazy life, always waiting for help from others without trying to stand up on his own. The sage continued, "Sometimes in life, we may misinterpret God's signs and understand them incorrectly. But do not despair. Reflect on your life and think about the signs from God that you may have misunderstood." Tanaka felt as if a light had illuminated his soul. He thanked the sage and decided to change his way of living. From that day on, Tanaka began to work hard. He asked for a job at the farm of the farmer whose apples he had once tried to steal and worked with all his might. Initially, the work was hard and exhausting, but Tanaka didn't give up. He realized that each drop of sweat brought him closer to independence and strength. As time went by, Tanaka grew stronger both physically and mentally. He became not only a skilled farmer, but also a reliable friend and was loved by everyone in the village. He was always willing to help those in need, just like the lion had helped the old wolf. Tanaka's change in life and attitude inspired many people in the village, and his story spread quickly. One day, Tanaka decided to return to the forest where he had once encountered the wolf and the lion. He wanted to revisit the place that had changed his life. When he reached the lake, he saw that the old wolf was still alive and happy. It no longer depended on the lion, but had learned to fend for itself with the help of friends in the forest. Tanaka smiled, feeling his heart fill with joy. He sat by the lake reflecting on his journey. Tanaka realized that in life, no one could survive without help from others. But the important thing was to use one's strength to help those who were weaker. Compassion and kindness were valuable qualities that everyone should have. Tanaka remembered the sage's words and understood that God had given him a chance to change and become a better person. He knew that he still had much to learn and many tasks to accomplish, but he was ready to face all challenges with courage and determination. The story of Tanaka and his awakening became a legend in the small village. It reminded everyone that in life we must learn to listen to our inner voice and not let misunderstandings or laziness cloud our goals and dreams. When we recognize and believe in our inner strength, nothing can stop us on our path to success. Thus, the story of the lazy man who became a hero became an inspiration, encouraging everyone to believe in themselves, overcome difficulties, and relentlessly pursue their dreams. In the journey of life, let us always remember that patience, compassion, and determination are the keys to unlocking the doors to success and happiness.